got a storm moving in, so I thought I would quickly show you the progress that I've made on the Jeet hillside before the rain gets here. Okay, take a look. So, just to remind you, this hillside the other day was completely covered in weeds and invasives and not at all viewable. Here's a before shot of the hillside. I did see some indications that there was maybe some rock under there, but until I started working on it, did not know that we had a full rock retaining wall. So there's the left side that I showed you I had cleared the other day. And then over the course of yesterday and today, I spent another 4 hours or so clearing the right side. And happily, there's also a rock retaining wall over there. So pretty crazy that you can have weeds so out of hand that you don't know you have a rock wall. But I've got that mostly cleared off. And like what I did on the left side, I have kept all of the ferns. And I opted to keep this bush here, which is the speedwell that I had talked about. And you can see kind of, here's one of the flowers on it. But when it's actually at the peak of its season, it has these really tall stacked purple flowers all over it, so it's very pretty. And now it is kind of overgrowing the path, and so I tried to trim it back a bit to make the staircase a bit more accessible. So hopefully we'll be able to keep that. And the staircase, when I mentioned it the other day, you couldn't even see it at all. So I did sort of a rough hand weeding just to kind of clear the steps and make it more visible. So you can see we've got a staircase that takes you up to the second tier of the Jeet garden. And something I didn't mention the other day, after removing several big shrubs that were growing on the hillside, I think one of the really nice bonuses that we got from that is that you now have a view up into the second tier of the garden and the viburnum that's growing there. So I like that it kind of draws your eye up to the top tier now. Okay, now let me show you some things on the upper level. So as I said, here is the staircase. It's mostly in good shape. It does need a few repairs. The retaining wall next to it, however, needs more work. So if you can see, it's kind of pulling back and needs to be repaired before it collapses. So that was one of the reasons for this project. The other, as I had mentioned, was that in kind of looking around the garden, I had noticed that we had all of this euphorbia, or spurge if you're in the US, growing on the hillside, and it was very covered up, and I was afraid it was going to be choked out. So I have cleared away all the stuff around it, and you can see now there's really quite a bit. And if we're up here on the top level, you can see I've actually cleared the weeds away from the top edge as well. So my hope now is, I'm thinking kind of collecting some other varieties of euphorbia and filling in the area, as well as some succulents. I think that it'd be really fun to turn this into kind of a rock garden, and I think it would help to not only keep the weeds out and slow the maintenance down, but I think it would look really great. And I had mentioned at the beginning of this project that we had these two willow trees at the top, and they were so surrounded by weeds and kind of weedy shrubs and things that you really didn't get to enjoy them. And so this is a variety of willow called a corkscrew willow, and you can see it kind of has these unusual squiggly leaves, but the branches are also squiggly. So it's just really kind of an interesting ornamental tree. And we have two up here. So if I back up, you can see I have cleared all the ground around them. And so I think going forward, we will aim to only grow kind of low growing things in this area around them, so that when you're on that lower level of the garden, they really stand out to you. So that is just kind of a quick update on this project. I have to say, it blows my mind gardening here, because I feel like I'm all the time discovering rock walls that I didn't know we had. In my 20 years of gardening at our house in Tennessee before this, I can tell you I never had anything like this reveal itself when I was weeding. So every time we work in the yard here, I feel like we get rewarded for it in a way that you wouldn't normally. And now that we've made so much progress on this area, I am feeling like it's time to tackle bush henge. So when I show you that in the next video, you guys are just not even going to believe what we're up against with all these bushes. But I'm feeling like if we can reclaim this hillside, we can definitely sort out bush hinge. All right, well, thanks for watching. Have a good weekend, and I'll have another video soon.